One weakness that you have overcome and one that you're working on. Okay, Shominder say.
One weakness I have overcome is the fear of English. So, like 3 or 4 years ago when I was not that good at English, so like I used to uh, be nervous while speaking English, and in going to a good places, there I used to be nervous that if someone asks me something in English, how will I react on it, like this. But eventually, I started learning English and speaking. I worked on my speaking skills, communication skills, and I eventually improved it, and I'm still improving. So the most important thing that I have built the confidence, even if I don't
Great.
know a sentence or a word. So like somehow like I manage the situation. So
Okay.
that's how I uh, like overcome the fear of English.
Okay,
And
that's stupendous. And what are you
another
working on?
weakness that I'm working on is wishful thinking. So this happens with me a lot, that I am a wishful thinker, that I started thinking about a situation or something that isn't true, but I wanted it to be true, and it eventually makes me sad sometimes. So like this is a like trap,
Mm-hmm.
very like bad trap to avoid. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it happens with many people. So like it is good as much as you can avoid it. So currently I am working on like avoiding these things.
Right, right. Would you like to state an example?
Yeah, suppose I'm giving an example, like uh, suppose I'm thinking about a thing that if I had, so I could have done this with that, or something good with that. But next time at the next moment, so I came back to reality and I feel that I really don't have this. So these things makes me sad.
Right, right, right.
Also
Okay,
this
okay.
is a little bit related to over thinking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Shomendo. So we've gotten your answer. Good answer. Next, Ranjana. Yes.
Yes, confidence level in few years back, less confidence. I mean, in if I started to some new work, then I always feel that confidence levels was a below. But doing such classes like previous classes, GD, unknown things, doing classes, you're according to and getting your guidance. So I just overcome it. And yesterday, I can give an example, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes. And I was thinking that I'm going through such problems, and not only in fact, in our area. So I should write a letter on DM. So I asked my sister that whom I should write a letter because
You're talking about
uh,
the COVID-19
yes,
problematic
actually,
situation.
I'm telling you that I want an oxygen parlor which could be in reasonable price if it is possible or without any fees because nowadays there's lack of oxygen and people badly needs it. Okay, so if any oxygen parlor in your area is built up, then it can solve some problems. Some people badly need oxygen; they need to go to a hospital, and after reaching the hospital, you can't contact your patient. It's very much pathetic to that patient's family and all the patients also. There is no connection. I have seen such problems in around in my very relatives also. And though my father is an asthma patient, I can understand how much it necessary to provide oxygen. So then my sister, because in DMs under there is many posts. There are additional DM in this department. This department. I asked her whom I write because it's now not possible to give an official. I mean official letter offline. I need to email it. I need to send an email.
Right.
So that confidence, I couldn't write because yesterday I didn't get time much. But I will write her. I know who's now Mukta Arya, IS officer. I really want to write a letter to her because we need such thing in our
Right.
area
Right.
because she's the responsible officer.
Hmm.
And now I'm working on this situation very less emotional and just want to calm down because my mother yesterday told me don't get anxiety and just get out of it. But you know for last some days I was disturbed with pathetic news because one of my brother very young age he passed away. He has a daughter of 10 or 11 years. His father is paralyzed. He was the only son of his parents. So it's very much pathetic. We were disturbed. My parents were disturbed. I'm trying to calm and cool and
Right.
try to get less emotional because this time
Right. Correct.
this
Correct. Even Momita, your friend, you know what she's going through.
yes,
Her
I
family
understood that. Actually, I
and
told her that and
yeah.
her brother and her mother were infected.
Yes.
Her brother was to admit, I mean, that her brother was admitted in the hospital. Auntie
Yeah.
was in home. After that, her father uncle was also admitted.
Admitted, yeah. So not only, I mean, she and then your family, even my family, yesterday, one of my very close uncles passed away for COVID.
Yes,
You know, I used to call him Police Dadu, and he was a very supportive and a very broad minded man. He was a police officer, retired, and I mean, it's so sad. So the scenario is same everywhere. Anyway, coming back to the questions answer. So the thing that you have overcome, the fear that is of English, and you
yes,
have the
and the
confidence to
confidence
write the
level.
email. Yeah,
Yes,
before writing emails and all that was difficult, but now you have the confidence. And the one you're working on is anxiety and anger issues that you're trying to control, right?
yes.
Okay, correct. Next, I will ask who's ready with this answer. Seema. Okay.
Yes, actually I overcome the short temper because I was so short temper. For that reason, I took a lot of wrong decision on particular time. I took mistakes on that time. So for that reason, I'm overcoming on that particular thing, and now I am trying to improving myself with the patience because in our profession, patience is very much needed because we are handling clients and all that. In fact, last 2 weeks before, I went a client house for reception makeup. On that time, the client was so much talkative, means is very much nagging. Means she is just
Ha.
uh, it's intolerable for me actually. But for after all that, I'm smiling. Always I'm smiling on in my face, and I'm doing no, you can't do this. You have to sit. I'm doing that and did that because I need so much patience for that. So for that reason, I'm doing. I'm working on it to increasing my presence. So that is
Hmm.
the thing, and I'm
Okay.
overcoming short temper because for that reason I
Hmm.
took mistaken.
Okay. So patience you have conquered, and the anger part you are working on.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Ranjana also good. Seema also. Next. I remember something funny. I'll tell you about this makeup thing. So your client, she is a little picky and nagging, like she wants this and that, and she's asking, no, do this for me, do that for me. So
Continuously
continuously,
he is asking.
I get the point. So what happened on my wedding reception time? So my makeup artists, they were trying to. They said that they will be doing curls here, side curls.
Yes,
I'm like, what are you
yes.
trying to do? They're like, we'll do curls. I'm like, no, 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 no. What? That that is so crazy. I don't want that.
No,
Then
no,
they were like,
that's okay.
No, I'll tell you the funny thing.
Okay.
So then they were like, now I'm going to put false lash on your eyelids, like false lashes, and then stones. I'm like, no, are you crazy? I don't want that. Like, so natural. I like natural. So they were like, oh, this madam is so nice. And she's like, she doesn't want this and that. And they were saying that how nagging generally the clients are. And they were very happy with me because I didn't want all these things. They said glitter here, glitter there. I'm like, no, I look
Yes.
like a joker. I don't no glitter, please. So they were very happy with me. All right, so that's very funny.
No, ma'am, I want to tell you one thing that because I always ask my client before the wedding day or party makeup, what's your like and dislike. Okay,
Yeah.
according to your choice, I always do makeup. But she told me all that thing before. Okay, but after that, if I am supposed to do a chandon, means kolka
Yes,
chandon
yes,
for your
yes,
forehead,
yes.
I was telling her that don't talk because I will draw a chandon for it. On that time, she is shouting ma means like that. It is
Right,
really
right, right.
horrible. On that
Difficult to
time, I
handle,
draw
difficult.
lipstick. That time,
Yes,
don't
yes.
talk. On that time, she used to talk. No,
Right.
I just I have to go on that time because just give me some 5 minutes or then you have to go. Then you go. No, on that time, means he is willing to
Yes,
go on that time.
yes,
So for
yes,
that
yes.
reason, it's very much difficult to handle that client
Yes.
and is always smiling in my face. So I don't want to smile, but still I am trying to smile and somehow manage my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anger.
Actually, these qualities we need for everyday life also. For every profession, for personal life also, if you can conquer that, get patience, control your anger, I mean, you're sorted. It's difficult, but we need to work on it. That's why I'm asking all this question is that sometimes I see people say that I'm trying, ma'am, I'm trying, but actually they're not trying because if you try, you will get success. You would be able to cite an example that before I used to be like this but now I am like this. If there was an issue like this, like say one example in the family, you quote or you state and you say that I controlled my anger, I was not angry, but 5 years before if you see me in that spot I would have lost my temper. So little success you would get if you are genuinely trying. Sometimes people
Yes.
think they are trying but they're not trying, and there are many people who are not interested in changing themselves also. They're happy the way they are. That's the worst part because none of us are perfect. We can never be perfect. Perfection is a goal which can never be achieved, it's impractical. However, you can always try to be the best version of yourself. We make mistakes as we are humans. That's normal. There's no shame in making a mistake. However, if you repeatedly make the same mistake, then shame on you. That's what I feel. Like, for example, if someone fools me, shame on the person for fooling me. But if that
Exactly.
person fools me again and again, again and again, shame on me that I'm getting fooled again and again by that person. I need to rectify. I need to be a stronger version of myself. There's no point playing a victim card. Okay, Ranjana, you have raised your hand before coming to you. Okay, briefly you just say, then I'll move to the next speaker. Mrs. Patra is the next one. Just a minute, Mrs.
Yes,
Patra.
I just previous class you was talking about the witty reply. I really want to learn some witty reply if anybody asks me something funny. So I love
Okay,
this.
okay. Of course, you should.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, when you have a desire that let's learn this and let's pick up this talent, it's a very good thing. It's very healthy human psychology, mindset. Okay, Mrs. Patra.
Yes, ma'am. At the age of 8 or 9 years old, I was too much shy. I was so shy. I can't talk to anyone. I can't
Me too.
eat in front of someone. And at the age of 16, 17, 18 also, I can sing to in front of anyone. I
Oh, oh,
shy. And after getting the service, I have totally changed. Uh,
great.
I have totally changed as I am a teacher. First day when I had gone to school, I was so scared. and but after joining the service, I have totally changed, become more confident. And one of my lack is I was that time I was too much prompt, but in service you all time you can't be prompt. You have to manage tactfully, and whom I don't like, I don't want to talk with him. But my senior colleagues teach me that don't do that. You have to talk everyone, and who is bad, you have to talk more to him, and thus
Yeah.
you can control him. He can't
Hmm.
do any wrong to you. This was my weakness, and I now I have overcome it.
Great. Fabulous. I could relate when you were speaking because I was so shy. My God, you have no clue how I was. And there's a 360-degree change. Now that I'm talking so much, this was not who I used to be. Okay. Next. Yes, Ramkrishna.
So the thing I overcame is being underconfident about my physical appearance, because we know fat shaming and all body shaming is not good, but people do that, right? So we feel underconfident about it sometimes. So when I was in school, I was like really thin and like a stick. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone used to call me skeleton and all. So one day there was a girl I liked. She called me skeleton also, and then it hit me hard. So I started working out a lot and all, and then I gained my confidence about the physical appearance, and it really helped. And now the thing I am working on is participating and being mindful, because a few years back it was like easy for me like everyone else participating, and I used to participate in a lot of things like in school and all. But then uh, now the situation is this is the hardest thing for me, participating. Just like now I just have to unmute and talk, and that's what I'm scared of, like something like that. So I don't know how this happened, but it happened. So I'm working on it.
That's
And
quite interesting because in the school life you were very ready. I mean, always
yeah,
participating in events and all. But
yeah,
after school, like participating is like a little bit scary for you.
yeah,
Okay.
like that. Participating and talking, and like I kind of try to delay things. Like I have to make a phone call, but I will delay it as much as I can. So kind of like that. So, and another thing I'm working on is being mindful. It's like there was a state where like I don't know what I am doing the whole day because I'm not being mindful about it, and used to spend a lot of time, like waste time. So I'm trying to just being mindful and trying to notice everything I'm doing over all in my day, so that I can be productive.
Correct. Okay, that's amazing. I mean, lots of points here. Okay. Next, I would move to Meghashweta. Before I move to Meghashweta, certain things I'll tell you. When you talk about the point mindful, there's a word known as vigilant. This is for vocabulary purpose. I'm telling the whole class. So you can say that I want to be a vigilant. Mindful is absolutely fine. There's no issues with that. But I'm just giving you a vocabulary. So mindful. Another thing, valediction. I mean, people praising me, people saying that you are right and you are good, and that is something we um, cling to, cling to. Like I was saying that Seema
Seriously.
had once asked a question that who gives you the certificate that you're right or you're wrong, and then discussed about that in details that you don't need other people's certificate and all those things. So valediction. I was watching yesterday one episode of Oprah Winfrey, and there I saw there was a girl. She was so beautiful, very pretty girl who resembled Julia Roberts. Okay. Now what happened? All right, she got married and she had a fairy tale life. She had a, I mean, she's a mother of a child, daughter. Her husband, few years later, started ridiculing her on her looks. He said that your nose is not sharp, or, your, I mean, he was criticizing her on her looks. That affected her a lot. And the next thing she did was plastic surgery. She is 28 years old and she has gone through 26 plastic surgeries. Can you believe it? 20-year-old, 26 plastic surgeries, and her entire face, body, physique, everything, it is looking ridiculous. She is now crying, regretting, but she says it's like an addiction and she can't get over it. It's like one thing after the other, she's going on and on doing it. Okay. So my point is, like, it's very normal what Ramakrishna just said, that when friends used to tease him on his physique, he got affected. We all go through, no, we don't feel good, or we feel sad, or, I mean, hurt when people criticize us. However, you have to believe in yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to respect yourself. What others are saying, their views, you shouldn't buy that blindly. You need to know who you are and your worth. So never get so much affected by other people's criticism, ugly comments, and all. And people who laugh at you, they themselves are mediocre types. I always say that. Very successful, very good looking, real good people from heart, they generally don't do that. Mockery and all these things. So my purpose was just to tell the class, because this is a very common thing, people criticizing us and we getting affected. But I think we shouldn't. We have to work on this. It's a very important thing. Okay. Next, Megashweta.
Okay, so actually few years back I had some fear that if I wanted to do something new, then what will happen? Is this correct decision or wrong decision? I mean, something will happen bad in future or not. So now I overcome the problem. Now I think that what will happen. I have to. I mean, I have to do my work. So if I do it properly, then obviously I get some result from this. And now I am working on that is I couldn't control my anger and short temper, and sometimes I'm getting so much nervous, I mean, getting so much tense that it very I mean it is impossible to handle the situation for me. So now I am working on that.
You're working on the anger issue and the nervousness part. And the previous point which you have overcome, is it like the decision making ability that you're talking about?
Yes, yes, yes.
That you have conquered. Okay, that's great. Next, Mandabi and Mohana. Who will say?
Hello,
Mandabi.
ma'am.
Okay. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Mandabi.
Ma'am, that is a few years ago that I was not communicate easily with each other, like teacher or my friends, and I hesitate. But and my patience is also less. But nowadays, I over a little bit I overcome from this situation, and
All
I
right.
want to overcome that. I am too much emotional and believe easily every person, and so I am cheated.
It has become old fashioned. Obsolete. Obsolete মানে আর চলে না, মানে হিউজ হয় না এটা। কে বিলিভ করে এখন সবাইকে? ও মাই গড, প্লিজ, you
If
have
anyone,
to overcome. It's
if
a rule.
anyone,
Yeah, listen,
uh,
I'll tell you what. If anyone forget about
uh,
that, it's a rule. I am not going to believe everybody. It's your, like, a principle ideology of your life. Oh God. Yes.
if anyone tell me that please, mm, I am suffering from few money problems. Please send me some amount. So I believe easily this
Yeah.
problem, and I will send through Google Pay or anything. And if anyone told me that uh, uh, I am suffering from this problem, please help me. I don't judge that he either he is suffering from problem or this is a drama.
Mm-hmm. You see, many. Are you I mean, have you finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Once upon a time, years ago, I used to have this problem. So I was very young, salo pehle. So, but then what happened? People know that if we will go and say that we are sad and we need money, so she will be helping. But then I realized, I learned, and I rectified myself. So then what happened? Some of the cousins came and, I need to buy a mobile. I'm like, hello, you need to buy a mobile. So how can I help you? Are you getting the point? So the thing is, I have checked myself on this extreme level kindness that I used to have. I'm still a kind person, but no one should be able to exploit me because I'm good or I'm kind or have a pure heart. So please, you have to keep your eyes and ears open. And I always say that if you are a rabbit, don't expect the world to be rabbit. There can be a fox, there can be a jackal or a tiger or a lion. So you have to understand that. Okay. And there are many beggars also who are purely, I mean, doing a business by fooling others. They have more bank balance than maybe me or you or anybody else in the class. So be careful. It's good to be emotional. Emotional fool, we hear, right? But it's not a great thing to be a stone. It's good to have emotions, values, morals, but that doesn't mean that you will be dumb and people will come and rag you and use you like a doormat. So you have to be clever at the same time. Be good, be clever, be smart. Don't be stupid, but I always say be good. All right, Mandabi. Fabulous. So all of us, we have answered, right? Anybody left? No, I don't think so. All right.